The hereafter. The Quran informs us that there is an existence beyond our worldly lives here on earth. Every one of us is going to die and return to God. Every soul is certain to taste death. We test you all through the bad and the good, and to us you will all return. So what is the purpose of this temporary existence here on earth? Why didn't God just create us in the eternal hereafter? We are told that we are being tested whilst we are here on earth. We shall certainly test you with fear and hunger and loss of property, lives, and crops, but prophet gives good news to those who are steadfast, those who say when afflicted with a calamity, we belong to God, and to Him we shall return. From a human point of view, usually tests are performed because the one doing the testing is trying to discover something about the one being tested. But God is not like man. God's knowledge is unlimited. God knows our innermost thoughts. Indeed, He knows us better than we know ourselves. We created man, who we know what his soul whispers to him. We are closer to him than his jugular vein. Therefore, much like the earlier question of why were we created to worship God, it's more about us than it is about God. There are a number of reasons why God tests us, why He allows hardship and adversity to befall us. It is all in accordance with God's wisdom and planning to expose those who are true believers and those who are false. Do people think they will be left alone after saying we believe without being put to the test? We tested those who went before them. God will certainly mark out which ones are truthful and which are lying. Adversity and hardship also serve as reminders for people who become too absorbed in the worldly life and tend to take things for granted. Given that you are holding this book in your hands, you have been blessed with the ability to read. Adversity and hardship remind us to be grateful for all of God's blessings. Whenever we are gracious to man, he goes away haughtily, but as soon as evil touches him, he turns to prolonged prayer. Because man is generally impatient and short-sighted, we may see a test in a negative light, when in actual fact it is good for us. You may dislike something although it is good for you, or like something although it is bad for you. God knows and you do not. Finally, it must be noted that not all adversity and hardship is from God. Some of the trials we experience are a direct result of our own actions. For example, if someone drinks a lot of alcohol one night, they would expect to have a hangover in the morning. Whatever misfortune befalls you people, it is because of what your own hands have done. God forgives much, As you can see, the tests of this world are primarily for the spiritual growth of human beings, just as an intense fire separates pure gold from the rough ore to which it is bound in nature. Tests purify our souls. If we are sincere, you might be wondering what happens at the end of this test. What happens when our lives come to an end? Much like when we sit exams at school, our performance is evaluated and we are presented with the results. In the Quran, this is referred to as the Day of Judgment. This is a momentous event in the future when the whole of mankind will be resurrected from the dead. Prophets say, "It is God who gives you life, then causes you to die, and then he gathers you all to the day of resurrection," of which there is no doubt, though most people do not comprehend.